This is the story of that moment in time when the US was about to turn to Hyppo Meat. Yes, you have heard correctly, and now I'm not joking. Hyppo Meat. How the US almost went down that path and why it failed. Okay, so we are in the 20th century, at the very beginning, I should say, also of the 20th century, and so far meat, cow's meat, and therefore mostly beef, had been available to all population. Even the poorest one were able to afford meat. However, there's a scarcity in meat at the very beginning of the new century. There's a scarcity in meat, and people try to find a solution. Some people, specifically two people that had a lot in common. One was Frederick Russell. The other one was Fritz Duquesne. Now, Duquesne is quite the character here. Why am I saying that? Because he was a spy, later a German spy. Most of all, he was a con artist. He faked, allegedly, his own death. No, we do not know details of that, but we do know he was more of a con artist slash sometimes a spy. You know, like things that you could do in your spare time. Anyway, these two men had a lot in common. Spies, had spent a lot of time in Africa, liked to have their picture taken next to animals they themselves slaughtered. The bigger the animal, the better the picture. Something that we see still nowadays when people go on the safari slash hunting trips, right, where they kill and then they slaughter the king of the savannah or whatever else. Anyway, that was the idea, to turn to Hyppo Meat, to sort of remedy, to find a solution to the scarcity of beef. And there was also another guy that joined, because, you know, once one idea starts, right, then the rest join. So also one more guy who joined the party, so to speak, and this guy was a politician. He was the Louisiana Congressman Robert Broussard. He did so for mainly two reasons. One, scarcity of meat. The other one was way more fascinating, right? So there had been Japanese who had given a beautiful water hyacinth as a gift for their visit to the US. And water hyacinths have flowers, and these flowers had spread all over down the south. So we're talking about Louisiana and till Florida, basically. And flowers do menace the population of fish in the watercourses. And that is simply the reason. So he thought, since we are going down the path of eating hippo meat rather than beef, let's just import some more hippos, right? Let's put a bunch of hippos in a watercourse, so the problem of flowers will be totally vanishing. And that is basically how it went down. There was a resolution, there was a House bill numbered 23261, also named or known as the Hyppo Bill, where $250,000 were there to fund the hippo meat, basically to import from Africa hippos. Now, this story reminds me very much of the story of the hippos of Pablo Escobar and how the hippos ended in Colombia. And if you do want to see that story, go back and watch that video. But for now, this is all. We all know the history. We all know that this is not gonna go down in history the same way Duquesne or Russell or Broussard had thought. Eventually, the US did not import hippos, and they kept on going with normal beef. It's very interesting, right? What would have happened if hippos were in the United States? It's an interesting story. Okay, guys, with that being said, that is all. We're gonna talk about a new different topic next time in our next video, and in the meantime, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll talk soon. Bye!